one of the best course designers in the world, undoubtedly, but one of the best cross-country riders as well, and he has set amazing test here.
Yeah, it's so exciting to have Austin O'Connor as our pathfinder. Echo ratings rate him as the fastest combination in the world, and these guys bring a whole host of experience. Third, of course, at Badminton in the spring. We can put the Burley behind them, forget about that. It was a bad weekend, because the World Games last year, they were phenomenal, as they were as last-minute call-ups for the Tokyo Olympics, and you can see already he's getting into that lovely rhythm. For people who haven't been here to Maryland, the topography here very much mirrors that what you'd see at Burley, and that experience is really going to come into play. We've got 28 fences, 49 jumping efforts in a track that runs just under 4 miles long.
Yeah, 6,365 metres. They're travelling on average 570 metres per minute. A lot of the time they'll be travelling much faster than that. That first combination comes up the Maryland Sports Commission splash at 3A, 3B, a let-up fence at the Mars Buckeye Cedar Double Brush at 4, and then into the arena. Let's have a look though quickly at the standings from the dressage over the last 2 days. It was 2 very good dressage days. Kelso, question.
Yeah, for Austin, so frustrating. That 33.7 could have been an awful lot better. He did a personal best up to that point and then halted in the wrong place twice on that last centre line, which made it very expensive. He's really making progress on the dressage, but the rhythm that he finds with this horse and the scope and confidence that they've got, just making that look easy. Taking a flag, don't worry about that, because it was definitely the horse's shoulder right and back end right in through over the main part. They come out there in the 3-star. They were spooking leaving that arena. It still comes relatively early, but no problems for Austin.
No problems at all, and it walked on the 3 and the 4, and that's exactly how Austin rode that as he goes on to the Timber Track racecourse. And this is another question. This is the Cecil County Timber Rails at 6A and 6B. Couple of strides in between these two timber rails, but they're very short strides. They turn off of a corner, so that Ian Stark hopes will slow these riders down.
Replicating the historic Maryland Hunt Cup that I was talking about down the road. This is very much the races, the fences that we would see. 1, 2, and you can see how short they're. Yeah. The riders can't take a chance. They've got to slow down. And I think, you know, we love ECRA ratings. They give us a huge amount of information, but I think Ian Stark was looking at the ECRA ratings comparisons between Maryland and the clear rate and the time rate to the other 5-stars in the world, and thought, hang on a minute, we've got to just somehow slow these riders down. We've got to get this to be the sort of test that we'd expect. We've got 26 competitors here. Of course, we've got the PO 5-star running next week. There is only a certain pool of horses that can compete at this level. It takes, 7-8 years to get them to this point. As we see the first one, again another short stride, bounce straight out.
Yeah, at the Yanmar Sunken Road, 7A, B, C, D, 1m16 going in, 1m10 is the step down. It's a bounce, one stride, bounce back out. That log coming out at D is 1m18 as well. Big fences, it's the mane and tail, Oxer and Ditch at 8. Couple of let-up fences, as Ian says. They're still enormous fences. Big Oxer over a Ditch there at 8. Then up to the Brown Advisory Chesapeake Bay Canoe, which is a canoe, upturned canoe with water running out of it, before then 2 canal barges in the water. This is the second of the waters now, Al.
Yeah, second of the waters as Austin comes up, and I think the riders will be really taking note that this is a very experienced cross-country horse, and that Sunken Road just rode quite short. But those are 2 massive boats in there. He's made it look easy. They've markers for Ian because this is what he wants to test. He wants to test the best. And we look like Austin, for this first half of the course, very much on his minute markers.
Yeah, coming to the wave fence. It's an enormous fence up the hill to what is a very small log, and then down to this brush shoulder. 2 strides from that. There is a long route. It's a very long route at the Magna Wave Hollow at 13 ABC.
But the control from that big
incredible
wave to then land, turn, go up, you just see the agility of these horses. And Austin, he's always found the first phase quite tricky, but he's a great rider to watch across the country.
And these are 2 very big fences here at 14AB and 15. It's very big jumping efforts, but again...
start to go, that cumulative effect as they come down to the tough bits of the course. And if you think that the big water is around about the 8.5-9 minute marker, we've got a very tough, intense section in the middle of the course.
So Austin just coming up to the Cecil County corner. Sorry to cut you off there, Alex. There is a long route here if they want to do it, but these corners are over the water. Big fences, big right angle corners over the water, and if the horses look down they might be in trouble. Gives the red flag a bit of a rub, but he's taking the direct routes as you would expect so far, and now he makes his way up to the Rupert Landscape, Rupert Roll, and then the Mars Equestrian Crab Water. 21 ABC, 22 ABCD. It's a tough water up there, and a lot of riders were scratching their heads.
Yeah, they have. It's very much been the talking point in the stables as to what people think is possible, what they think we can do. Let's see where Austin takes it. We've got the big bounce in. The water's relatively deep. You've climbed all the way here. Often on the TV you just cannot get the feel of the topography and the climb. So here he comes.
Poised, everybody watching. Boldly in, he's going direct. He's up the step, it's a big rail in front, and then it's a couple of strides on the top one. There's room to get round. He is taking all that room he needs to jump back the brush shoulder, but Austin O'Connor is using every bit of his experience to guide Colorado Blue around. And as Alice said, the topography here, you don't really get to see just how steep those ups and downs are and how energy zapping they are to these horses. Colorado Blue now just trying to get a little bit of air back in the lungs.
Yeah, and the other thing is, you know, what Ian's trying to do by slowing them down also tires the horses out. The more you change the gears and the more you bring them back and move them forward is where you start to take the energy out. When you see the great riders like Andrew Nicholson, Martin Todd, when they get into that rhythm, and same with Austin, where they get into that rhythm, they're just all the time trying to do as little as possible to change the stride pattern of the horses, to just conserve that energy, keep in that rhythm. The more rhythm you can find, the less you take out of the horses.
He needs to jump this fence, the Fairhill International Roller Coaster, and drop 25 ABCD with one.
And he finishes 6 seconds over the time, Austin O'Connor.
Austin O'Connor finished on 36.1, 6 seconds over, incurs 2.4 time penalties, but what's important is that he is home, and with 6 time